Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of my FM21 save with Puskas. We're playing both Ferencváros and Dumshut in the Hungarian Cup, but first Ferencváros in the league. You can see the league standings on the left here, but let's see the games that you missed. Of course, last episode was Tiszaújváros and Diószgyőr. Then we beat Mezőkövesd 2-1, we drew MTK 3-all, and then we lost to Honvéd 1-0. So we had one of each possible results. Of course, Mezőkövesd was one of the teams up there with us. They are now above us with 1 point more than we do, but we do have a game in hand, but that game in hand is against Ferencváros, so how likely is it that we're going to get a point from it? But we do have a game in hand. MTK was one of the other teams. They are up there as well, and Honvéd, we just should have won that. I mean, they are in 8th. They were probably a little bit lower when we played them. I don't quite remember. Mezőkövesd to beat them was really good, but then to lose against Honvéd, that evens it out, and you know that win against Mezőkövesd then doesn't mean anything. So let's get straight into the game against Ferencváros. This is gonna be the team for today. Demchen in goal, Kushnir, Nikolic, Komaromi, Hangia, Ksonka, Major, Shanto, Costa, Corbu, and Gruber at striker, because Philip is injured for 2 more days. Probably the worst time to get injured, but he did. So we're going to try Gruber out at striker. He has played there before. A couple of times he did really well, and a couple of other times he did pretty poorly. So we are going to see which of the two he's going to play today. Either he's going to play really well, or he's just going to be very invisible. But in the second half, we could sub on Philip because he is on the bench. Or did I see that? Yes, he is on the bench. So if needed, then we can risk Philip in the second half, but I would much rather not risk him. So if we get a draw or better here against Ferencváros, we move above Mezőkövesd because our result against them is in our favor. So let's see what we can do here against Ferencváros. Of course, another double live com with a cup game right after this one, as we head away their corner, which they do pick up the loose ball here. They've also, I think I haven't mentioned that yet, the 2 best strikers they had, they sold them, I don't quite remember to which clubs either, but I know they sold their 2 best strikers in the summer transfer window. So that is probably the only thing that could go our way. But, you know, when we give away a penalty like that, it doesn't matter who is behind the ball. They're probably going to score it anyway. And they do get the penalty. Who is gonna take it for them? Jolie is, and Demchen with a save. Did not expect to see that at all. I mean, I know I've said in the past that in FM21, a lot of penalties go either wide or high or are saved by the goalkeeper, but I still never expect a penalty to not go into the goal. So for Demchen to save that is really good, but Jolly, the penalty taker, takes the free kicks as well. A good delivery, but the header straight into the hands of Demchen, who gives the ball straight to Gruber. Gruber, no, he moved around the keeper, but he misses the goal. He hits the side netting after he dribbled straight around the goalkeeper. Should have done better with the finish. I mean, Demchen with a beautiful goal kick, and actually, he even dribbled around the goalkeeper. How can you still miss that? So we have not been a better team. I did not mean to say that. But Gruber, that's exactly what I mean. Sometimes he does really well, like just right there. He dribbles around the goalkeeper, but then he messes up the finish, which just goes to show that he's not a natural striker at all. Of course, he is a right winger, not a striker, but with Philip injured, we're going to have to play somebody as striker. Costa should have done better right there as well, but we still have the ball. Ksonka plays it to Kushnir, long ball forward, Corbu, Costa, and it's 1-0. Mark Costa in the 59th minute, and we're 1-0 up against Ferencváros. Remember, right before the match, when I said, how likely is it that we're going to pick up some points against Ferencváros? Well, 70 minutes in, and we're 1-0 up. We are so undeservedly so 1-0 up, but that doesn't matter. The important thing here is that we are 1-0 up. They've gone very attacking now. 10 minutes left. I'm scared to make substitutions here because I don't want to mess up the team for these last minutes. And it's looking like we're going to at least pick up a draw, but maybe even more. And there's the full-time whistle. We've beaten Ferencváros, who were in first. We were in third. And I'm so happy with that result. I mean, we didn't play well at all. As I said, we didn't deserve to pick up the 3 points right there. But we move up into second place, only 3 points behind Ferencváros. And not only that, but the direct result between us is in our favor now, which could be crucial towards the end of the season if, of course, only if we are still up there around the top of the league. But let's switch gears a little bit towards the game against Dumsud SE in the Hungarian Cup second round. Let's see what the board expect from us for this season in that cup. They expect us to reach the quarterfinals, so I think we have to win 3 more games to do so. And Dumsud is hopefully going to be the first victim of us. Well, the second, of course, after Tisauș-Varolz. Diosgyör beat Feyenoord as well. Diosgyör down in 8th. Feyenoord dropped more points. So we are solid in second place. I mean, we're 6 points above the playoff spots. So we're safe for now. We've repaired the club's financial damage. We've already done that. So we had some kind of sponsorship coming in. And they said, well, you've already done it 2 seasons ahead of time. Not going to complain about that at all. But yeah, we have to qualify for the Europa League too. So we have to finish at least in 4th. Because it does say that we have to qualify through the league, not through the cup. So we have to finish at least in 4th place. So I'm hoping we can do that. We're in second right now. Only 3 points behind number 1. Only imagine if we would have beaten Honved, which we should have, then we would be in first now. Only imagine if we would be in first place right now. I mean, just remember last season where we were in first until the end of November, I think. And then in December, January, February, and even March, I believe, we didn't pick up a lot of points, which really, really hurt us. And I'm hoping that we can pick up a little bit more points than we did last season. You know, I would actually love to see... I would love to compare the points that we have now after 11 games to the points that we had last season and the season before that after 11 games. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I would just love to compare the points that we are on now to previous seasons on the same point in the season. And we've actually already simulated so far that we are right here for the game against Dumsud. 3 days before the game against Kaposvar, but we're gonna play a full-strength team. Hangia is tired though, so he's gonna come off. But for who? That is the question, because we do not have a left back registered. So it's gonna have to be a right back. So Radic is gonna play a right back, and Kushnir is gonna play as left back. And other than that, I think we're gonna keep the rest of the team just the same. So Demjan, Radic, Nikolic, Komaromi, Kusnier, Ksonka, Kata instead of, who just played there? Major, of course. Santo, Costa, Corbu, and Philip. Philip back from his 2-day injury. We didn't need him. We didn't even need him against Ferencváros. How crazy is that? We didn't make a single substitution in that final game. Even with Gruber as a striker and Philip on the bench, we still beat Ferencváros, so we can actually say that we beat Ferencváros without a full-strength side. So let's do the same thing against Dumsud right here. A completely different team, of course. Well, I think they were in the fourth division, so we should be beating them quite easily, especially if you compare this to Ferencváros, and Kata puts us up in front after just 6 minutes played. But you know, theoretically, if we beat Ferencváros without a full-strength side, then we should definitely be able to beat Dumsud. I mean, it's still not a full-strength side because we do not have Hangia as left back, but we do have Philip as striker, who is probably the most important player in the team right now, and he has been over the last season as well. And there is an injury for Kata, so Major is gonna come on. That hurts a lot. That does hurt a lot. So let's get Major on. Let's get Kata off. I mean, it's not like we drop a lot in terms of quality, but still, he scored the first goal, got injured, and it always hurts to see somebody get injured, especially a player who has loads of potential like Kata does. I hope that his potential doesn't get damaged by that, and I also hope that the injury won't be too long, but we'll have to find that out after this game. This, of course, is going to be the first focus right now, is to win this game. Corbu plays in Costa, but a good save by Farkas, the Dumsud goalkeeper. Still only 1-0 after 25 minutes. We had a flying start, scored the 1-0 after 6 minutes, but 20 minutes later, and it's still only 1-0. Still a very dangerous lead, as Philip plays in Shanto, plays it to Corbu. Could go for it, Costa. There is the 2-0 right on cue. And that's a little bit safer, but it's still very dangerous indeed. I'm hoping we can get a cup run this year. We had a good cup run last year when we got knocked out by French Farrells in, was it the quarterfinals as well? So I'm hoping that we can get just a little bit further this season. Hopefully we can win it, as Philip puts us up 3-0, and that should put the game in the bag. But I'm hoping we can win it, of course. But the least that I'm hoping is that we can get further than we did last season. But that all depends on the draw as well. I mean, if we get drawn against Ferencváros away from home, it's going to be very tough to progress to the next round. So let's hope that we can get more amateur clubs like Tumsud. Philip to take the penalty now in the 39th minute. And that is number 4 for the night. Philip's second of the night. But the fourth for our team. We're up 4-0. And we get a corner kick straight after. Sadly, couldn't head that towards goal. Nikolic does pick up the loose ball. Puts it into Major in the middle of the field. Playing it around very nicely, very patiently as well. Corbu switches it. Shanto 5-0. So, we scored the first one in the 6th minute. Then we didn't score for 20 minutes. And then we scored 4 goals in the 15 minutes following that. 5-0 at halftime. Deservedly so. They haven't had a shot yet. So, I mean, what else is there to say? They've made 3 subs. Alright, so if they get an injury right now, or a red card maybe, they cannot make another substitution. They've already made all of their 3 subs, so that could be good for us. Costa heads the ball just over the crossbar, but if they get an injury, then they are gonna play the rest of the match with 10 men. Corbu to take the corner kick, and there is number 6, Samuel Major, with his first goal of the season, right at the end of October. His first goal of the season and our 6th goal of this match. Nikolic passes the ball to Shanto. Xonka plays in Philip. And there is his hat-trick. And it's 7-0 in the 57th minute. I mean, I might as well skip to the end, but I'm not going to do that for you guys. You guys can see some goals as well. Philip to score his 4th right there. 15th of the season. And it's 8-0. I mean, you guys have watched so many episodes where we didn't even win a game, or we haven't even scored a single goal. So I'm not gonna take away the rest of this game for you. You can watch this as long and as often as you like. And hopefully we'll score even more goals than the 8 we already have. But Dumsud with an actual shot here. The 61st minute, and Dumsud pull off their first shot of the game. We're gonna put on Berkey for Philip. To give him some game time as well. So, and we're gonna put on Kiss for Corbu. I always find that in games like this, when you make a couple of substitutions, when you're up by 8 goals or 5 even, or maybe even when you're up 3 goals already, that the players you're subbing on and the rest of the players are just not trying as hard as they were before the substitution. So I'm always hesitant with making subs, as Mark Costa proves me wrong and makes it 9. But yeah, I always find that the players are just not trying as hard as they were before the substitutions. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just something that's in my head. Maybe I'm a mean person for wanting to score as many goals as possible, as Berkey gets his first chance of the game. And he plays in Costa, but a good save by Farkas, and it's still 9. I would love to make it 10. Tamas Kiss with the corner kick, but it's headed away. Nikolic picks it up, but it doesn't lead to anything. What I'm going to check, talking about the number 10, I'm going to check what our biggest win is. Where is it? Alright, it's 15-0. Never mind. We're not going to reach 15. Maybe in a couple of years' time, we're going to reach 15-0 someday, but not today against Dumsud. Radic plays in center over the crossbar again. But yeah, we're not going to reach 15 today. We're probably not even going to reach 10. We're going to go very attacking because I do want to get that 10th goal. It just looks nicer. 10-0 looks nicer than 9-0 in my opinion. Again, maybe I'm a mean person for wanting to score 10 past Dumsud. And of course, they are a 4th league team. We're expected to win very easily. But still, to do it in the end is a very different thing than to be expected to do so. I mean, you've seen us, you've seen the results at least. Costa, there is number 10. What a poor save by the goalkeeper. It's actually pretty sad. But you've seen the results of our cup games over the past 2 seasons where we've played against 3rd league teams and only narrowly moved on to the next round, or maybe even needed penalties once or twice. So to have a game that is gonna go like this is a very pleasing for the eye and, you know, for the heart as well, right? I don't like another game where it's gonna end up in 5-4 or 7-6 or something like that. Just an 11-0. It's just an easy, a calm game, especially after that intense game against Ferencváros we had a couple of days earlier. To beat Dumsud 11-0 is a very good to see. I mean, I think that's the biggest win I've had in this save. But yeah, we've moved on to the next round. That's what's most important. There we go with the injury for Kata is going to be 3 weeks. Alright, so that's not too bad, but it could be better. And we've got the draw immediately as well. And what is it going to be? There are still a lot of amateur teams in there. But there are also, of course, the bigger teams in there. Scholnok maybe. Get MTK. Who are we gonna get? Feyenoord is already out. MTK is out. Honved is out. A lot of 1st league teams are already out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 1st league teams already out. Only 3 1st league teams left. So the chances are very small that we are gonna... Only 2. Chances are very small that we're going to get a 1st league team. Only 1 left, and that is Vasas. And they're out as well. So it's going to be either an amateur team or a 2nd league team. And it's going to be a 2nd league team, and it's going to be PEX. And they are a mid-table side. Oh, well, they're not such mid-table this season. They're actually in the relegation spots. So it should be easy as well. I say easy, should be beatable as well. Don't want to be disrespectful towards them. And look at that scheduling as well. I have to applaud them. That makes it a lot easier for me. Next episode, PEX and Feyenoord. Of course, very important games right there in the beginning of January. Well, I say the beginning. Feyenoord is in the 21st. But still, very important 2 games. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys for that next game very soon. Bye bye.